Cowboy Nation. We're back at you all again with another episode. My name is Law Nation. That's LAW Nation. You can also check me out at lawsnation.net. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about player evaluations as well as this overall scheme evaluation. And we can talk a little bit about as well the 2020 evaluation that's paired in or mirrored in from the 2019. We're going to go over the players. We're going to go over a few things that's on my mind as relates to the salary cap, who's out there, and these things. What should be the next move? That's something that we need to think about too, Cowboy Nation. We got to look at everything from A to Z, in my opinion. This team, we still got a long way to go. We didn't hit our expectations like we wanted to last year, right? We always have high goals. We have high love and adulations towards this team. However, we have to look at it from these parameters. We must say to ourselves, man, where can this team be if we just move a few parts, you see? Not everything, and shout out to the baby beer game, baby. One day at a time, one movement at a time, inch by inch. So what do you guys want to do first? Do you guys want to go over the offensive players or the defensive players? Let me know, and I'm going to let you all control this this ship right here. Shout out to you, Billy. Shout out to you, Tavis, and shout out to you as well, Marvin, that's on the Facebook panel. Shout out to you, Lawrence. That's a cold-blooded name right there, fam. That is a cold-blooded name. And we're going to do it by sections, defense or offense. And I'm going to give you guys a few seconds here so we can see. Okay, majority of the people are saying defense. So the nation is saying defense. Everybody, mama, uncle, cousin is saying defense. So let's stroll around and let's look at the defense. Remember, this is no sugarcoating. We're going to call a spade a spade. We're not going to lie to kick it. We're going to call out the truths of the matter, okay? So let's look at the defensive side of everything. All right, so this is the defensive. This is straight from the Cowboys.com. So if they haven't updated anything, it'll be on their fault, right? I'm just pulling up from the DallasCowboys.com. All right, so the first player that we're going to look at is Demarcus Lawrence. By show of hands, do you guys feel that Demarcus Lawrence earned his grain of salt? Meaning that he earned everything we can think of. Because we're going to flip over here to Spoke Track. And it says Demarcus Lawrence signed a 5-year contract. Of course, $105 million. That's a lot of paper. There's a lot of paper with a $25 million signing bonus. That's a lot of money, boy. Hey, can somebody just give me the $4 million out of the 25? I tell you what, matter of fact, I'll split it with everybody in the chat box right now. Would you guys take that? Billy, and shout out to you. He says D-Law is overpaid. Shout out to Joe, way over here in Italy on my Instagram. Well, not on my Instagram, on my Facebook panel, man. Really appreciate you for tuning in all the way from Italy. I call him Italy Joe. A lot of people saying, and this is going to be a long episode, so for those who are looking for a quick episode, I apologize in advance, right? A lot of F's out there, a lot of people giving F's as his grade. And remember, I did this exact same episode last year with all of the players, and pretty much I gave Demarcus Lawrence last year, I gave him an A-. Was it an A+? No, it wasn't an A+. I think it was an A-. Caesar says all the way from Cali. All right, let's look at his stats or what have you. I know that they will have his stats over here, and we're going to look at what his stats were or are or what have you, and we'll see what he did from there. Okay, Cowboy Nation, like I said, I really appreciate you all. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the nation. And, of course, they're not going to give you I guess all of the stats if for those who are looking for, like, hey, how many tackles for loss he had or how many this and that he had. But in 2019, your brother from another mother, no other, don't look like Danny Glover, he played 689 snaps. That's a lot of snaps, right? The previous year, he played 735. So if we were to just pivot these two against each other, we would say, hey, off of snaps along, although he played more games, he had a more productive situation last year, right? We can look at those two numbers. We're just looking at the numbers. We're not calling out the player or what have you. But we can see that his production level was greater as it relates to snaps out of less games because he had played 15 games in 2018 and only 16 games in the 2019. 5 sacks, 10.5 sacks, 45 tackles. Here we go right here. 64 tackles, solos, 30 opposed to 42. 2 forced fumbles, which is good. I love to see that from a defensive edge rusher. 2 forced fumbles, we can live with that. The previous year he had 3, and the previous year before that we had 3. And remember, when we was doing the comparison analysis, I was saying that most of the times you want to compare a player for 3 years. Remember, Demarcus Lawrence got paid off for 2 years. He got paid off of 2017 production, and he got paid off of 2018 production. And I told everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, that we like to compare players based upon 3 years. But they did it, and they said, okay, we're going to bet on ourselves because Demarcus Lawrence is one of the vocal leaders of this team, and he can bring in that type of energy. He talked about punching Drew Brees in the mouth or punching the Saints in the mouth. They went down there at Saints land, or Saints came down to us, and we punched them in the mouth. Saints came to us. It was a home game in 2018, and everything happened. They coined the phrase. They named themselves the Hot Boys, and this is what the product got to this day, 5 sacks. But here's the thing. He did not play all or practice all off season. He wasn't out there in Oxnard. He was walking around, for crying out loud, but he didn't get a chance. So when we look at the total picture, Cowboy Nation, we can say to ourselves, man, maybe next year, you see, he can go back to the ways that he was doing, right? So it's one of those things that we will have to sit back and look at ourselves and say, man, what will be the next situation with that? You know, will he be able to live up to that contract, basically? Because when we look at everything from A to Z, let me see if I can pull this up. And this is the thing. He wanted to have Khalil Mack's money. And I told everybody, I said, man, Chicago overpaid Khalil Mack. Although they went to the playoff and these sorts of things, you just don't sink that much of money or that much cash into that type of situation. But let me see if I can pull up Khalil Mack and we'll pull up Demarcus Lawrence and we'll do a side-by-side comparison. Is that okay with you all? Let me know. Shout out to you, Love and A-Reach. Really appreciate you for tuning in. And let me see if I can pull up. And I do know that one is a 3-4 and the other is playing 4-3. But when you asking for that type of money, then we want that type of production. Although it's 2 different situations, and that's just the reality of it. So that's just how he wanted to get paid. He wanted to get paid like that. Or we can look at the situation where it's what, Frank Clark? We can look at that too. That's just how it goes, Cowboy Nation. And this is not us sullying or denigrating Demarcus Lawrence. So what we want to do here is, let me see, they both came out in the same year, but I don't want to do Demarcus Lawrence like that. So we're going to start at 2016 for both of them, right? We're just going to do that. And we're going to see where they stand at as it relates to player versus player within those type of, let me see. Nah, I can't do that because it won't look favorable to Demarcus Lawrence. Let me try to put in another year for him and these sorts of things. Give me a few seconds, Cowboy Nation, as I put in this thing right quick. And we're going to see. We ain't going to do 16. We're going to start off at 17. How about that? Give my guy Demarcus Lawrence an extra favor if I can do that, you see, because it wasn't looking good for him at that spot. So give me a few seconds, Cowboy Nation. We're going to work this thing out. Really appreciate you all. All right, so we're gonna start from 17 to right now. Let's go. Shout out to you, Danny Woods, man. Really appreciate you. Oh man, these numbers are not looking good at all. Why is it still going from 14 to here? Give me a few seconds, cause let me show you guys what I'm doing here, and you guys can do the same on Pro Football Reference as I put in Khalil Mack. Bam. And we're going to go from 17, and then we're going to put in Demarcus Lawrence. We're going to put in Lawrence. And we're going to see, and we're going to do from 17. Let's do that. Let's see if those numbers are in the same respective mode there. Okay, we can live with this one. Hey, it's right on the money, baby. It's right on the money. If you look at the total sack production, and this is why I love to see this, it's right on the money. Do you see what I see? All right, so Demarcus Lawrence played 48 games. Khalil Mack played 46 games. Let me fix my mic so you guys won't be hearing that. Okay, so if you look at it, 107 solo tackles. Khalil Mack, 138 solo tackles. Let me know if you guys can see what I see. Assistant, which helping out on tackling, 60 for Demarcus Lawrence and 34 for Khalil Mack. And then on top of that, you got 30 sacks with Demarcus Lawrence and 31.5 for Khalil Mack. 8 forced fumbles for Demarcus Lawrence and 12 forced fumbles for Khalil Mack. So this is based off of 2017 to 2018. So what grade do you give Demarcus Lawrence if you span it over from 2017 until now? Do you give him that favorable grade? I seen somebody put down an F. Is he still F category? Let me know, Cowboy Nation. Because he wanted that type of money. Let's look at the facts. We can't argue with facts, right? Mac is a monster. D-Law is good, but not Mac good. This is from Rick Charlton. Shout out to you. TDs needs needs some work. True that. Darren Woodson. Shout out to Darren Woodson. This is from Rick. Shout out to you. Lawrence Cool putting down a C. Russell B. Sandra Love putting B down, A-. What's on the Facebook, man? What you guys got is great. Shout out to you, Kerry Teagle. What you got, Jermaine Underwood? What you got over here is great before we move on. I see a lot of B's. I see a lot of B pluses. So what I'm trying to see here is that maybe, just maybe next year, and I don't want to pull up Khalil Mack because I can't go back and forth. We can really put up the Frank Clark kid and these other guys. The guy that I think he got signed with the Detroit. Went from the Patriots to the Detroit team. So I see a lot of B's out here. So you see it perfectly, Kerry? Yeah. Baker, he putting down a C. David Nixon putting down a D. Huh. All right. Bob Money, what's good? We ain't going to talk about y'all. Shout out to Bob Money, 49ers team. We'll be watching his team this weekend. So we're getting a lot of B's and these sorts of things. So who's the next player we want to look at? We're going to keep it Malik Collins. Let's look at Malik. He's next on the list, right? We're going to look at Malik. We're going to see what we can pull up from Malik Collins. We do know that when we start talking about those type of things, like as relates to like the interior guy, because we're going to just put D-Law as a B grade, okay? So how do you guys think that Malik Collins did? And let me know what type of player you want me to pull up to reference Malik Collins or to marry up with Malik Collins. Let me know. Because from what I can see, that the Dallas Cowboys should have anywhere close to probably, $90 million? And Malik Collins would be one of those guys that we can say to ourselves, man, either we pay him or we let him walk. So it's going to be that type of situation, believe it or not. Or you do something like a tender or something like that, and I don't think that he's in that grace of being in that type of arena. Let me know how you guys feel about that. Should we move on from Malik Collins, or will he be a guy that we will want to really see in this particular team for next year? And then, of course, new coaching philosophy, Mike Nolan, he may say, hey, I want that bigger plug. I want that bigger guy to be inside, you see. So we're not worried about what he can bring to the table, because we don't have the same love affair that the Cowboys have or what have you. Let me know how you all feel about that. Collins is a C. Yeah. Let me see if I can pull up his name over here as this thing load up. Malik Collins. Let's see. And of course, we've been asking for a player that can exhibit some type of strength up the middle. We've been asking for Rob Marinelli to get that one guy that can take care of two. And although when you start looking at the difference between a 4-3 defense opposed to a quote-unquote 3-4 defense, we played one gap system. Malik Collins, defensive tackle, 24 years old, right? 3 years from Nebraska. Let's see what we're going to do with this. Stats. Let's look at the stats right quick. Let's see what he did. Let's see what was on the table for him. 2019, 783 snaps. That's a whole lot of snaps. A lot of people saying walk, Snack Harris. Yeah, that would have been nice, right? 4 sacks this year from the interior. That's not bad. 20 tackles, solos, 15, assisted 5. So no forced fumbles, none of that stuff. He gave you 3, if you guys can see that. He gave you 3 sacks last year and 495 snaps. A whole lot less than what he had before in the previous year. Whole lot less, right? So what do you do in this situation? You look at it, his best year, believe it or not, was his rookie year. He had 5 sacks from the interior. That's not bad at all, out of 14 games. Well, one can argue that it's out of 10 games, 3, that's not bad as well. That's last year, 2018. So this guy, is he worth the grain of salt? Let me see how much money he made so far. He made nothing. He made that much money, huh? $3 million, 3.8 million, with a signing bonus of $881,000. Give me the 152, man. I'll take care of the 152 for you, man. Oh, my goodness. So he's going to want him some money, man. He's going to want some type of money. Malik Collins signed a 4-year deal, $3.5 million. This is his rookie contract. So in order for the Cowboys to extend him, they're going to have to figure out something. Is he worth it, Cowboy Nation? Let me read some of your comments, man. A lot of people, Sandra Love, what you saying? B+, B-, B, what? You got a B? What about pressures? They don't show pressures, man. Pressures, you guys find me I want to say the stat people that put out pressures. I do know that there was one website, you got to pay for it or what have you. He had like 22 pressures around week 6, maybe week 7. He had that many pressure. But to me personally, I couldn't look at this interior getting that much pressure from the inside, because we didn't see that much of quarterbacks rolling out, running, for the pass the ball down the field. But I think that Malik Collins, if you can find a reasonable contract, who is in favor of Malik? Like, what type of money will he be asking for? What would be a good comp for him? Who would be a person that we can look at and say, well, this guy, re-sign Michael Bennett. Michael Bennett is long in the tooth, for real. I believe Collins is going to get better with experience. This is from who's this from? Akeem? Is you, Akeem? James, if we want anything, be $9 million or let him walk. So you should give him about $9 million stretched out of how many years? 2, 3 year, 3-year deal. Because you definitely. And now I think that they have somewhere right here. Let me see if I can find it over here. Sometimes they would have a comp version over here. They don't have it. And it's a career earnings. They don't have it over here for them. They don't have it for him. So we're going to move on. So most of everybody's giving him a what kind of grade you guys are giving him? Of course he played better when he had David Irving right beside him. And this is from Kerry Teagle. Yes, indeed, of course. Even I can get a sack if I had David Irving right beside me, right? Yes, indeed. Let me see. The next person is Antoine Woods. Let's see what we can find from Antoine Woods. Because everybody knows that when you start thinking about Antoine Woods, you think about the mishaps that he had, of course. You think about all of the situation that we had with the the situation that happened in Frisco, and that was a crazy situation, right? That was crazy. But we do look at the positive aspects of it, and we can say that, okay, he's 27 years old. Antoine signed a 2-year deal, so he's still in contract, I believe. He got 1 more year. I don't think that he is a unrestricted free agent or anything like that. And this thing could be off just a little bit. But let's look at the stats right quick. And Antoine Woods, he did a great job for us, man, creating pressure, of course, from those who can see that he helped out so much against the run. And when he was absent out there on the field, we felt it. We felt every piece of it, right? This year, he had 0 sacks. It's a big old blank area right here. 0, Saranara. He had 323 snaps. Last year, he had 585. He gave us 1.5 sacks. And then on top of that, 34 tackles. And he only gave us 23 tackles this year. 11 solos as well as 12 assistant. Okay, so we look at that. And then, of course, he made a forced fumble last year. I think that this particular scheme with Mike Nolan, they can use Antoine Woods, especially if we're going to play a lot of 3-down linemen and do some hybrid stuff, maybe blitz Jaylon Smith on the outside. Maybe if we can put our prayers together, we can see LVE come out there and they put him on the outside as well. Have him standing up, blitzing off the edge. Maybe. And I know a lot of people saying that, hey, you can't play a 3-4. Well, Joe Thomas, I think that he played the 3-4. I think that what's the other kid? Robert Quinn, he played 3-4. And we never know what this draft is going to hold for us. So there's a lot of ways where we can play some hybrid looks. I believe that even when Kayvon Frazier, before he hurt his shoulder, he was out there playing along the lines of the LOS. So it's quite possible for us to play 3-4 in this particular new system that Mike Nolan is going to introduce. Now, here's the thing. What Mike Nolan is going to show to everybody will be more takeaways, turnovers, and these sorts of things. I think that just to have some type of continuity, you will keep a Chris Richard. You will keep him, and you will keep probably somebody else that was on this defensive side so that they can have some type of level of continuity. You don't want to have everybody's gone. You don't want to have everybody to be moved out of the situation. You want to have some type of establishment. So that's just my honest opinion with that. I think that Antoine Barbecue Woods stays. How do you guys feel? Kellen, this is from Akeem. Kellen Moore needs to go. I don't know about that. We'll talk about offense, though. We will. Antoine Woods better than Ryan Switzer. Yeah. Yes, indeed. How many sacks, Law? None. This is from Akeem. Yeah, 0. Did we release that trash can? Oh, man, come on. A Woozy? No, not yet, man. We haven't released a Woozy yet. Let's go to the next guy, Tyrone Crawford. Does he stay? Are you guys willing to part ways with Tyrone Crawford? Are you guys willing to get rid of Tyrone Crawford? You see him right here, 6'4", 290 pounds. He's 30 years old, from Boise, of course. That's the college of choice. He had 1 sack this year, 1 tackle, 1 sack. We was able to see that sack against the Washington team, I believe. He did a twist stunt, came all the way around and did a video on it, and he got upfield and he scooped. And he that 6'4", 6'5" frame, the way he clogged the running lanes is special, and that's why I think that his veteran leadership. If you go to any of the Cowboys, functions, you'll see all of the defensive players always around him. Do you keep Tyrone Crawford, Cowboy Nation? Tyrone Crawford stays. This is what a lot of people are saying. Shout out to Canada. Yes, indeed. And let me see. Yes, keep Tyrone if he takes the pay cut. Okay. 2 years, $5 million per. This is from Tyrone. Okay. Church, shout out to you. Shout out to Canada. Canada, baby. Yeah, shout out to you. So a lot of people saying keep. So we're going to move right along. We're going to speed it up just a little bit. All right, so we're going to look at Sean Lee. Sean Lee. Let me see what I got out of Sean Lee. Let's see what we got here. Sean Lee, let's see. Let's see what the doctor is going to pull up. 33 years old. That's what worries me a little bit right here. 33, a new scheme or a new philosophy. But here's the thing. If Navarro Bowman can work with Mike Nolan, I think that Sean Lee can as well. Can anybody disagree? I think he's on one of those performance-based contracts. Sean Lee signed a 1-year deal, $3.5 million. Man, just give me the 5, man. I promise you. And that includes his annual of 3.5. So that's what he got paid. Peanuts basically, as it relates to his age and his base salary was $2 million, 1.5 as a bonus or what have you, or roster situation. And that's what we're looking at. Let's look at the stats right quick. And if anything, Lee does bring you some veteran insights. Lee does help as it relates to Oxnard. He does help with as it relates to alignment and assignment. I do know that we can look at it this year and say, well, they were suspect against the run, and a lot of times that's because these guys were not aligned properly. But I just look at it like, man, it'd probably be hard to say let go Lee, but I would want to give him, like Tyrone Church says, give him the same contract. Let's pick him up for the same contract. Sean Lee grade, this is from Peter. He says on my Facebook panel, shout out to Peter. Y'all hit him up. He says B+. What are you guys giving? Flash, he says downward spiral, right? Let's look at Lee's total production. He had in 2017 625 snaps, 220 snaps out of 5 games last year. Played 13 games. 13 games this year with 651 snaps. Let's see how that rated amongst his career, right? 15, 2011, 6, 11 games, 14 games in 2015. So this is pretty much his third highest games played in his career. So that's not that bad. Now, of course, as the position that he plays in, he's not going to have a lot of gang of sacks or what have you. So he had 1 this year, and boy, it came at the right time. I think it was against the Giants team. Did a great job of getting to the quarterback and getting the quarterback down. That was a great play. 86 tackles, boy, he was flying around in 2011. 2015, I think that 2015 he was robbed. That was a good year for him. He was robbed in 2015 due to all of the health issues with our quarterback and a whole bunch of other stuff. But he had a great year, 2015. 16, stepped it up. I mean, that year, boy, we was heading in the right direction. So his total career, we don't see Hall of Fame numbers, but we can look at these numbers and say, man, if he were to stay healthy, that was his main issue. But everybody giving him a B minus for his role this season. This is from Geo757 TV. He says C plus or B minus. Let's just give Sean Lee a B. I see a lot of B minuses, a B pluses, and a C's. Let's just give Sean Lee a B for the evaluation for the nation. The incentive-based contract, I love that. Matter of fact, if you want to bring Michael Bennett back for a cup of coffee, let's do an incentive-based contract with him as well. Because these guys, 33. Now, this is all predicated on what we do in the draft, right? Moving right along, Jaylon Smith. Let's look at old Jaylon, baby. Let's look at Jaylon. Clear eye view. Let's look at Jaylon. If I can spell today. I think that's close enough. They should know who I'm trying to type in. There we go. All right. He just signed a mega deal, right? It's like he signed a deal that we thought at one point that we were going to pay Ezekiel Elliott. 6 years, $68 million with a $5 million signing bonus. Oh, my goodness. So 35 of that money is guaranteed. We better not change schemes unless he can fit that new scheme, right? I didn't think the Cowboys thought that and put that into consideration, right? Man, do you guys, I want to know your grade on my guy Jaylon. You know, what will be your grade before we look at these stats? What would be your grade? I'm going to just take a look at the Cowboys.com. I want to pull up Jaylon on the Cowboys.com. Let's see what they got here. Yeah, let's look at the stats from here. Breaking news presented to you by LG. Mike McCarthy, officially hired as head coach. All right, so this Jaylon, number 54. 3 years, 6'2", 245 pounds. Devon says B plus. Keith says an F, flat out F. Last year C. Tyrone gives the man a full A. Jet D gives him, shout out to you, my brother, B. Oh, a lot of A's. Tyrone Church B plus. Come on, man. Don Ford putting that C. He dropping them grades down. Don Ford dropping the grades down. Robert A minus. Okay, Billy. He's putting down a C. Italy Joe. He gives him an A. Grade 89. All right, let's look at his stats. Okay, let's see what they have here first. 83 tackles. I know that's not right? 2.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and an INT. Let's go over here. Let's see. I don't know if the Cowboys stopped putting in data. Let's see. So that was 83 solos. Not bad. Let's look over here so everybody can see. 100. We're going to say like my granddaddy used to say. 141 tackles. 141 tackles. 83 solos. 58 assisted. Then on top of that, 2 forced fumbles, 1 INT. Last year he had 3 of them, no INTs. Matter of fact, this was his first year he got an interception, Cowboy Nation. All right, so he played. Man, look at all of those snaps. Look at the snaps. That boy was playing, huh? Boy, he played a lot of snaps, man. Over 1,000 snaps. That's a lot of football, Cowboy Nation. And this is what I love more so than anything. At the end of the day, the guy had everything counted against him going into the draft, and then also to get picked up by the Dallas Cowboys, the world's greatest team of all time. And 2016, you see that right here? All of that blank stuff. And then you see the gradual increase of games. He only played 6 games in 2017 on a half of a foot. You know how that dude says, Greg Jennings, you know, that dude that said, man, how you doing this on a broken leg? You remember that dude? Man, this dude played a whole year in 2017 on a half of a foot and got 6 games out of that and still got you that 1 sack. And I think that we can remember that 1 sack. So you guys remember that 1 sack? It was against the 49ers, I believe. Bob Money, I think he remember, right? He almost decapitated a brother. I think that was in 2017, right? 81 tackles. It's funny. Had 81 tackles that year. And you transfer or you move forward to this year, you have 83 solos. That meaning that all of this, closing speed, short area quickness, hitting the guy, knocking him down on the ground, making them pay. This is flying around to the ball type of action. I do know that you can equate the number of snaps to the numbers of tackles, but I got to give this guy, I mean, straight up, what you guys giving him? A B plus or A? I'll give him a B plus. Yes, indeed. This is from Gio. So we all gonna agree that the guy, I can't give him an A plus, you see, but I'm gonna give this guy a straight up B plus. I mean, he stepped his game up tremendously, man. I mean, he don't supposed to be playing football right about now. Jet D said he remember that sack. Yeah. B plus. That's going to be his grade. And like I said, I really appreciate you all for tuning in to the nation. This is a long episode, so we just going by player, and we left off on LVE. No, I'm just going to copy this up in there. But then again, let's just put it up in there. Let's just see if we can put this up in there. Yeah. I shouldn't even have to type in the rest. His name should automatically pop up. There we go. I didn't have to put the Esch on there. All right, so we already know what happened with Leighton Vander. And he's 22 years old. He's still on his rookie's contract. We want to wish him the best or what have you. He gave you a .5 sack this year, more than what he gave us last year, right? Because they blitzed him more. They send him around more. He played 9 games, 528 snaps, and within that he had 72 tackles, 43 solos. Not bad. 72 tackles out of 9 games, and one can say that he was barely playing in those games. What I'm going to do, it'll be impossible for me to grade LVE going into his second year, especially the type of injury that occurred, and especially a lot of times in football, you got a forced fumble too. Look at that forced fumble right there. He didn't give you that last year, right? He gave you 2 INTs. I'm going to give my guy, my brother from another mother, Leighton Vander, an incomplete. Let's give him an I. Okay? Incomplete. It's okay with you all, and we'll put a placeholder, and we will see where he's going to look at. We're going to look at this and review this next year. Can I get some eyes in the chat box, man, so I won't feel like I'm all by myself. Really appreciate you, Devon. Really appreciate you. Is it Cubo88? Really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I got a lot of eyes. Yeah. LVE 2019 grade C is equaling a C for injuries. Did not. Hope he can get better. Cannot determine the outlook in 2020. This is from Peter. I feel you, Peter. Shout out to you, though. Billy and Joe and Carrie Teagle, everybody giving the kid an eye. We can do that. B for overall from last year to this year, because remember last year I gave the kid an A+. I said I was wrong. Remember, I was wrong, and I think the video from last year is still floating around on YouTube, and I gave the kid an A. And so I+. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see. Let's hope his neck can get back into shape in this thing, and I hope his body can get back into shape in his mind, and we will see. The kid is only 22. Boy, I remember when I was 22. Boy. Yes, indeed. LVE get better. All right, so Awuzie Chidobe. Let's see. Let's see what we got with Chidobe. Let's see. Chidobe. Cheeto. Awuzie. I can't spell today, Cowboy Nation. That should be close enough, though, right? Oh, they lighting it up like a Roman candle. He got one more year, right? He got one more year, so this will be a contract year, but we know how contract years go, right? Unless they leverage, unless they put him on a trading block and these sorts. He's 24 years old, so he will be, well, he is his number. 4-year deal, $4.2 million, include a $1.2 million signing bonus and these sorts of things. The kid is making some money. Let's see what we got. F, D, D. Who we want to pull him up to compare him with? Who we want to compare Awuzie with, you know? Huh? Let me see if we can compare him with somebody so we can help the kid out, man. Give me somebody, Cowboy Nation. Give me somebody. Will it be Jordan Lewis? Jordan Lewis. They were drafted in the same parameters. Let's see. A lot of people saying F, C's, no F, C's, no D's, right? Do we get a D somewhere? Can I get a D? All right. These are the numbers. 41 games and 46 games for Jordan Lewis. I don't know where they came up with these games, but maybe they was included in 2017 because Jordan Lewis played a lot of games in 2017. Where we want to focus at is that within those in the same time parameters, Jordan Lewis got 3 forced fumbles. Well, 3 fumbles returned. Cheeto got 2 forced fumbles, right? Jordan Lewis got 4 sacks, and that came from this year, I believe, right? That's a lot of sacks for the young guy, man. So let me see how many tackles. We're just going to go like this. Cheeto, 119 tackles. He's winning in solos. He's losing in sacks. Forced fumbles. Fumbles return. Jordan Lewis always around the ball. Look at that. That's hands on the ball. I love that. 3 of them. Man. Touchdown. Jordan got him a touchdown. INTs. You got 4 INTs from Jordan Hip Pocket Lewis, and you got 3 from my brother from another mother, Cheeto Awuzie. Let's see what we can do. Will this work out for my brother? Oh, my goodness, man. It looks like he's going to get that grade. I try to help him out. So he's not getting an F from me, Cowboy Nation. He's not. And it's painful for me to put a D out there for him, but he's going to get a D based on the nation. Everybody's sitting there putting out F's and D's. So the average, and a lot of F's, a lot of C's. So the average grade for this kid will be a D. Okay. So let's look at the consistency. at least we can look at it and say this right here. Every year he's going to at least give you one interception. In 2017, he had one INT. 18, he had one INT. And this year, he had one INT. Let's look at the snaps. Now, he did better in 2017 because he got the one INT. And, of course, this is not a game-by-game situation. This is just us looking at the numbers. And, hey, this is probably how the his agent is going to look at it too. They can only go by numbers, right? And they're going to go by other things too. But at the root of it, they're going to go by numbers. So he had 312 snaps his rookie year and 25 tackles, 14 solos. This year alone, he had 79 tackles, 48 solos, 31 assists. That means he's flying around to the ball. That's good. And one INT, 1,000 snaps. That's a lot of snaps, Cowboy Nation, a lot of them. And he gets a D. Cheeto is C for me. Okay, there you go. There you go, Cal. Who else giving Cheeto a C? All right, let's look at the next player, Byron Jones. How many interceptions you guys think Byron Jones got for his career? Oh, this is getting fun. Now, let me just do this there. Since we're going to put Byron Jones up there, let's look at it from this perspective. We know the ball don't ever go his way, right? We know that. We know that without a shadow of a doubt. Byron Jones. Who he's compared to. Give me another player that came out the same year in 2015. Give me a player, Cowboy Nation. Let me know if you know of a player that was drafted in 2015 that plays cornerback. John Fossil joins the Americas team? No way. Let me know if y'all can confirm that from Swayze. Chris Harris. Chris Harris was drafted in 2015? No way. I think I saw Chris Harris before that. Tre'Davious White. Yeah. He was drafted in 17. Yeah, we'll go with this number then. Let's see. Let's see what we got. No way. God dog it. Well, that's that kid that played for hey man, you wrong for putting his name down there. He played for Buffalo Bills, right? From LSU, right? 12 of them. Don't pass to Tre'Davious side. God, dog. And he got a 2-year jump on him. My guy, Byron Jones, got those 2 interceptions, man. Forget you, man. Forget the Buffalo. All right, man. What's your grade for Byron Jones, Cowboy Nation? What is your grade for 12 of them? Boy, we'll make a statue in his name if we had Marcus Peters. Let me go back, man. Give Jones an A-. They don't pass on Jones' side. That's what's going on there. Let me see if we can pull this back up again. I know that there was somebody, not Marcus Allen, Peters. Let's go. And then we just for fun, I can put Tre'Davious White. That's what I remember him. The only reason why I was scared of him is because of the previous guy, Mo Claiborne, because they look just alike. And I thought Tre'Davious was only going to play into the inside. Boy, I misevaluated Tre'Davious White. He proved me wrong, right? Like I'm somebody, right, to be proved wrong or right. Good grief. This brother got 22 interceptions. Why y'all doing me like this, Cowboy Nation? Why y'all doing me like this, man? I want some of those turnovers and takeaways. I don't care how he get them. The brother got 3 touchdowns at that, too. Is this the right Marcus Peters? 5 forced fumbles, 5 fumble returns. Let's see. He did play 61 games opposed to Tre'Davious 47. But dang, this doesn't fit my battle at all because this guy right here played 79 games. I hate stats. Stats are for losers, right? What would you guys do if you had a guy that had 22 interceptions on this team? What would you do? I don't want to put a Marshawn Lattimore stats. What would you guys do, man? White and Claiborne are cousins. Oh, that's why they look alike, Roy. Appreciate you, Louisiana Roy. I know you know. That's why we was kind of scared to pull the trigger on Tre'Davious. He looked and remind us too much of Mo Claiborne. Shout out to you. Raekwon Bell, he said, hey, Redskin fan. Shout out to you, man. What you guys got the other kid, Fabian Monroe. Let's look at somebody else, man. Let's look up Heath, man, and then we'll do the backups, okay? Let's look up Heath and see what he brought to the table. Yeah, don't forget, put down Byron Jones' grade, man. You guys gave him a B+ or A. What was it? I know it's not a felon grade, and it's for sure not going to be a C or anything. So let me know what you guys give for Byron Jones. Jeff Heath signed a 4-year deal, $7 million, and $1.8 million signing bonus. And that was, how many years ago that was? Did they put the year down? What you guys give Jeff Heath? Jeff Heath is an F+. Byron Jones is a C-. Byron Jones is a C. Come on, man. Y'all can't give Byron Jones a C. They don't even pass the ball. I wish this was a full stats index where they show you how many touchdowns given up and these sorts of things, right? They say everybody said they like Heath. Let's see what we got. B- for Heath. Jeff Heath. Let's see. Come on. Let's move over to this thing. Let's look at Jeff Heath. Total interceptions in his career is 8. He balled out in 2017 with 3 interceptions. Last year he had 1. He had none this year. He had a few to bounce off his body a little bit. 63 tackles. This is out of 13 games. 734 snaps this year, as well as 42 solos. This guy right here, I think he's 28 years old. This guy seemed like he'd been playing forever. He must have started in the NFL when he was what? with 22, of course, but it seems like he's been forever playing for the Dallas Cowboys, and he still haven't hit 30. Jeff Heath on the Facebook Elite panel, everybody's giving him D's and C's. Billy giving him a C. Joe give Byron Jones a D. Jeff Heath gets a D. Boy, y'all some hard graders. Do anybody grade on a curve? Heard a lot. B. Yeah. Do anybody grade on a curve? All right. So the consensus that Jeff Heath gets what? I see C, B's. I see C's and B's. So you get an average grade of a C, probably plus, right? Huh? I'm timing out anybody that give Heath anything lower than a C. Laugh out loud. Love and A. Reeves. Love and A. Reeves, what you give Jeff Heath? And we'll roll on with that. What you give him, Love and A. Reeves? What you give him? Byron Jones never picked any balls off. This is from Kevin Turner. Nor he turned his head around. Byron Jones played the hands. He's physical at the point of contact, and that's about it. Sorry, sis. This is from my brother Jay Forms, giving him a C-. She's putting all triple A's, double, quadruple, however you want to say it, A's, right, all around there. All right, so it looks like Jeff Heath is going to get that C+, man, looking at all of the grades that everybody looking at. Me personally, it may be a situation, he's a strong safety. He may shine in this particular defense now because he is a playmaker when look, trust me, the love affair that the previous regime had, I gotta say this, Rob Marinelli had with this particular defense, and then of course you got to put some of it on Chris Richard. I think that they washed all of this stuff out the way. They put Jeff Heath as free safety where he belongs, because to me personally, strong safety is not his strong suit. I would love to see, because he still runs a 4.3 40. The kid is fast. The guy got some ball hawk capabilities. I don't want him around the LOS. Let Kayvon Frazier do that. Let somebody else. Let's draft the guy. Let's go get Jamal Adams. Let's put him down around there. You see. Let this kid play the free safety. I guarantee you. Like in 2017, he'll have that number again right here. You guys see that on your screen? And then on top of that, you see this in 2015 at 2. You will see more of those going on right there. You see those rangy type of interceptions. You see hash marked all the way to the boundary side, flipping his hips, turning his head around to the ball, capturing it out in space, and these sorts of things. I think that will be his strong suit. And then he can square you up and hit you out in the open field better, opposed to playing so close to the LOS and getting washed up and having somebody like last year or year before last now, like a Jerry Goff beating him to the corner. No, I don't want that Jeff Heath. I want Jeff Heath out in space. That's my last battle cry for Jeff Heath. Okay, Cowboy Nation. Donovan Wilson. Man, I can't wait to see Donovan Wilson out there, Cowboy Nation. I can't. This year, we will see something more out of him. All right. Free safety time. Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods. What you guys giving Xavier Woods, man? What you guys giving him, man? What you guys giving Xavier Woods? What would you do for him? Grant Delpit would be a great fit. Put it like this. Mike Nolan, if you really think about it, he coached up Ed Reed. I'm not saying Grant Delpit is Ed Reed, because I like the Clemson kid too, Simmons. Y'all need to look him up as well. But what I'm saying is that I can see a lot of good high hopes with that kid, you know. I can see a lot of good things with both of those guys. A lot of people saying B pluses or what have you. Let's see. Billy. He's good when he's the help in coverage. Yeah. Not afraid to come up and tackle. Is that your assessment, Billy, on Jeff Heath or Xavier Woods? I see a lot of B pluses up there. I like Xavier Woods. I love his range. I don't like his hands that much. I think that he left a lot of opportunities out there on the field. And let me see. And he could be hesitant a little bit because he got hit with these fines. Taunting, $10,000. Boy, I can tell you one thing. A lot of people, when you look at these fines right here, look at these fines this year. A $10,000, a $28,000. That's over $38,000, Cowboy Nation. Man, taunting against the New York Giants. You guys remember that? Hit on a defenseless player against Alshon Jeffries. So when you get hit with these fines, that's $89,000 altogether collectively. Blindside hit on Kansas City guy, helmet to helmet. That would slow down your temperament a little bit. That will make you say, well, I can't cut that angle. Because remember that Colts game last year, although we lost, he had got an interception that game. He laid Ebron out. He laid out like Family Guy. The guy come down and hit. He can do all of those things. But I think that these quote-unquote suspensions here, fines or what have you, causes him to second-guess himself. And I'm not using this as an excuse. I'm not. But let's look at his overall situation. He gets more interceptions than what we think. All right, so he had one in 2017. Let me know if you guys can see that. He had one in 2017. 2 last year. and I know you guys remember the Atlanta Falcons game. He pretty much plucked it out of the sky, and it was another game. Boy, my memory is lapsed right now. I think it was against the Washington team. That was last year. And then he got 2 this year and 2 forced fumbles. He started off hot. 999 snaps. I'll give him a B plus too. I give you a B plus. I give you put it like this: B plus is too high for him. I want to see y'all grades again. Let me see y'all grades again. What grade do you guys give Xavier Woods so I can give an accurate grade? A.J. Brown. Shout out to A.J. Brown. Yeah. Or is it A.J. Bush? A.J. Bush, the quarterback, is what you're referring to. He makes sure he feels your presence. This is from Kevin Turner. Yes. B plus, B, C minus, B plus, solid B. That's what I'm going to give him, K. Jackson, a solid B. Xavier Woods says B minus. I said Xavier Woods said B minus. J Farm says B minus. Okay. So what we can do is, this is the pickle situation. I like Xavier Woods playing the free. I do. But I like Jeff Heath playing the free. I don't like Jeff Heath playing the strong. That's a problem for me. I think that's a problem been for the Dallas Cowboys in the last 2 years since Xavier Woods emerges onto that starting role as the free safety. That's been a problem. I think that both guys can play that level of football pretty good. I think that 2019, if Jeff Heath were to stay safe, would stay healthy, he would have had at least 3 or 4 interceptions if he continued to play free safety. I think that Xavier Woods, he's just not a guy that you would love to put inside the box on a consistent level, on a consistent basis. So that's a pickle. It's a problem for me. I think that the issue with safety play is along the lines of the strong safety as it relates to this particular team. I think that the free safety look is pretty good. I think that we should find a way to find somehow to get a true strong safety into the mix. Kayvon Frazier was never that answer. Joshua, man, let the AI speak on that, man. I really appreciate it.
Excited for the McCarthy era. Let's go Law.
Oh, man, my goodness. Appreciate you, Joshua. I think that what I'm seeing is what Mike Nolan is going to see after he reviewed the tapes, and they're going to make something change. The other kid, what's the other kid named? Donovan Wilson? He's free safety all day. So somebody said, Tyrone Church said that we got 3 free safeties. Yes, we got 3. We got 3 of them. Trey says, who play Madden? Trey, put your handle out there so somebody can find you, so they can give you some of that work action, huh? Put your handle out there, man. Put your Madden handle out there. A Woozy is trash. This is from Solo. Is the name. Shout out to you. J. Lou, X Woods, and Donovan Wilson are all ball hawks. This is from Neil. Oh, Neil, yeah. I'm ready to see Donovan Wilson. This is from my guy Khalil on the Facebook deal. My thing is, I'm ready to see Donovan Wilson as well. But the problem is Donovan Wilson cannot beat out Xavier Woods. That's the problem. Donovan Wilson cannot beat out Jeff Heath as it relates to free safety play. So unless it's an injury to occur and we see some snaps from Donovan Wilson in that aspect of it. But they would not put Donovan Wilson inside, although he can probably play it in college, but not on this level. No way. They're not gonna hurt that kid that way. They're not gonna do him like that, unfortunately. So that's the deal right there, Cowboy Nation. That is the 100% truth. That's the deal. Dorrance Armstrong, what you guys give him as a grade? Donovan Wilson doesn't have the top speed. This is from James. I can't say he don't have the top speed, because when he went to the hash mark to the sideline to kick that ball out of the air. Man, it was crazy, man. I say, man, that speed right there, that's awareness. Let me see if I can pull up Dorrance Armstrong. I blame his grandmama, man. I blame Dorrance Armstrong grandmama. He should have named his grandmama, because since he a junior, his grandmama should have named her son, or I guess his great-grandma should have named her son Lawrence instead of Dorrance. He'd have been to all types of Pro Bowls right about now. Shout out to all of the Dorrances out there, man. He's still on his rookie's deal. He got one more year. Next year will be his prove it all year. So, well, this year basically. Will he fit into this new scheme system that we're working out of? I don't know. That's something that we have to put a placeholder on. But he gave you some type of work action this year out of 200. Let that sink in. If the snap count is correct, just meaning this brother was coming off the bench, like, hey, I'm your 12th. Well, I'm your 12th man basically. He gave you 2 sacks. 15 tackles, 12 solos, and that's at limited snaps. That's absolutely at limited snaps. That's 257 snaps, and he gave you 2 sacks. 0.5 last year. So he got 2 more years on the contract. He got 2 more years. Played 15 games, and that's very limited snaps for giving you that type of production. One can argue that, because he can only play, to me personally, off that side. I don't think that he can play both left and right. Yeah. It's just one of those things, Cowboy Nation. So what grade did you guys, somebody said give Dorrance an incomplete? B-. To be continue, a placeholder. Let's hold him back a grade. He got to repeat his grade, okay? 2020 season is going to be lit. This is from Shane. Let the AI speak on it as well. Man, really appreciate you, man. Man, when you make that type of donation to help grow the nation, let the AI speak. Let's see it.
2020 season is going to be lit fire.
Fire and desire. Devontae says incomplete. Tim says incomplete as well. C+. Strong B and a possible, right? Strong B. Yes, indeed. Tyrone, he said, are you in sales, bro? C+. Jay, what you give him? Jay Farm, what you give him? What you give him? What you give him? What you give Dorrance Armstrong? Kerry Tigger said, I haven't seen enough out of him. You're 100% right. Nick says, good conversation for the nation, man. Really appreciate you, Nick, man. Really appreciate you. All right, so let's move right along. And we almost finished. I don't know why we don't see. This is being disrespectful, huh? I'm being flat out disrespectful. Do you guys see Robert Quinn? Where's Robert Quinn? How is this possible? I don't see Robert Quinn on this thing. What the Cowboys got against Robert Quinn? Unless I don't have the ability to see. I thought I knew I was missing somebody. Where in the world is Robert Quinn? I'm going all up and down this thing and I don't see Robert. We miss Robert. Where's Robert at? Do you guys see Robert Quinn? What's wrong with Cowboys website? They know something that we don't know. Donovan Wilson, Joe Jackson, all those guys. Kerry Hyder. Bizarre. Thank you for tuning in to the Law Nation Film Session. As we take a deeper look at the Dallas Cowboys roster, we don't see Robert Quinn, the Cobra Man. They hating on you, man. Somebody reach out to the Cowboys staff and say, man, y'all put Robert Quinn name in. Stop playing with it. Y'all stop playing with it. Y'all saw that? Y'all was able to see that? See, they put market value. See, when you good, they put market value out here. Before we go into this thing, I like to look at the market value because he's in a situation. Maybe they took him off because he's no longer with the team. I think he signed only a 1-year deal. So I think that's the reason why they took him off. Is that correct? Robert Quinn gets an A+. This is from Joe. To me personally, me and Joe are on the same page. This is my guy, Italy Joe, over here on the Facebook panel, man. I will give Robert Quinn an A+. And here's why. He came into a situation. Think about this. Let this sink into your mental. Roger Goodell was after him. I don't care what nobody say. This guy had no reason to sit out 2 games. But I do know that he was battling some type of injury with his hand. But that type of situation was crazy to me. For him to miss 2 games and to be our sack leader for the 2019 season, and then on top of that, he was a wrecking force. Yes, he disappeared in some games. But I don't know how to put it in any other ways, but to me personally, the guy still was able to get upfield, rip, chase, and he was able to make something happen. Let's look at his collective years. Let's think about this. Let's contextualize it, Cowboy Nation, as I sip on me some more, some of my good juice to get my voice ready. Shout out to you, McDonald's. Be lit. Shout out to you, man. A+. He get an A+ from me. Steven, A+. That's what I'm talking about. Joshua, how in the world you give him a C? How do you give him a C, Josh? Anderson, how do you give him a C? I need to have a call-in session. Everybody's saying an A. Okay. All right, let's see. K give him an A+. Let's contextualize it. Are you guys able to see what I'm able to see on the screen? All right. His last great years that he had double-digit sacks was in 2014, if you know what I mean. He had we looking at this column right here. He had 5 forced fumbles, 7 assist tackles, what have you. 39 solo tackles. 46 tackles. That's not bad coming off the edge, because all we want you to do is rush the quarterback, see quarterback, get quarterback. He played 16 games, Cowboy Nation. 16 games that year. That year that he had played 16 games, the following year, 2013, the previous year, he had 19 sacks. That's along Demarcus Ware area. Why, Law, you going way down here? What's wrong with you, Law? This 2020 now, man. What's going on with you? Why you way in 2013? Here's why I'm going. Because he played in a 3-4 defense. He played when they wanted him to just chase, hunt, find a quarterback, turn him into a sandwich, fold him up into a wallet, sit down on him, make him a weak lawn chair. I think that with every thought in my mind that this year, if you sign the brother back up for just a 1-year rental again, maybe make it 2 years. Hell, we seen defensive edge rushers get to about 33, 34 and still being able to ball. So what I'm trying to say here, Cowboy Nation, is that even in this particular system, because it was just only 4 down linemen, nothing complex at all, this guy was still able to rip and chase and give you 11.5 sacks. His third best, well, I take that back, his second best ever. His second best ever since 2013. Coming off the previous year, he had 6.5. And of course, these are just locks. Yes, indeed, I'm still alive. I hope I'm still alive. Let me know if I'm still alive like 95, Cowboy Nation. Y'all hit me up and let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me, because I don't want to be talking to myself. His best year. I'm good. Okay, appreciate you, Rue. Appreciate you, Steven. Yeah, really appreciate you. His best year. His second best year ever. Ever, 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 ever. Boy, we got a steal out of that situation. What, we gave up a 5th, 6th, 7th round draft pick, something like that. Man, that's not bad. 2 forced fumbles, 26 solos out of 659 snaps. Not bad at all, Cowboy Nation. You can hear me, Joe, on the Facebook. Really appreciate you. So what I'm trying to say is that if Roger Goodell never stuck his toe in the water, this could have easily been 16, especially playing against those 2 first teams out of the year. Man, this could have been a 16-year sack. So that's what I'm trying to say. Let's see how we can match him up, marry him with somebody like a real trash can full of dirt. I'm going to forever say that. Match him up with a trash can full of dirt, guy on the inside. Man, Robert Quinn, the Cobra man. Going to have everybody doing the snake on the ground. For real. Yeah, I don't know why .com don't have him here. Do you guys see him anywhere? I guess they don't want me to give out his grade on here. All right, so we're going to look up Tristan Hill, man. We're going to look up Tristan Hill. Let's look up Tristan. Is it T-R-Y and then like I'm try and then I'm put Hill? I'm going to Tristan. There you go. Tristan Hill, T-R-Y. Too close to Kristen. Okay, all right. So 21 years old. He's still a baby, man. 4-year contract, $4.8 million, a signing bonus of $1.5 million. Boy, he can feed his whole entire family for generations to come. Oh, my goodness. Donations. As my brother Big Game James would say, donations. FCP LLC, Limited Liability Corporation. Dropping the $20 holler down there in the inbox, man. Man, you got a question with that? Huh? Man, let me just do this so everybody can see. Wow. Really appreciate you, man, for help growing the nation, man. I really, 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 really do. If I could sing, man, I'll be singing some Luther songs right about now. But, hey, post a comment, too, so that I can read your comment out. And really appreciate you for making the donation to help grow this thing one day at a time, one movement at a time, brick by brick. Really appreciate you and inch by inch helping me grow this baby beard back. Shout out to the baby beard gang. For those who out there with the baby beards, man, let me know if you got one. Put it in the comment box. Really appreciate you. LLC in the house, man, making that donation to help grow the nation, man. All right, so here's what we seeing right here with stats. We got to give Tristan Hill an incomplete. He only played 121 snaps. You can probably get that in 2 games, right? One can get that in 1 game, man. Let me see what we got here. Shane!
My official off-season support. Law Nation dropping that knowledge.
Man, my goodness, man. My goodness, really appreciate you, man. Hey, let me just jump around here, man. Let me see if I can give you some love and adulation so everybody can see the donation to help grow this thing, baby. Let me see, where am I? Oh, here I go. There we go. Woo! Shane! Yes, indeed, man. Thank you so much, man, for making this thing all possible. FCP LLC says, huge Cowboy fan in D.C. Love your content, man. Really appreciate you, man, FCP LLC. Yeah, you see me. I love that. I love it, man. Really appreciate you, man, for helping me grow this thing. And all of this money going to be helping me get out there to Oxnard so we can give you guys some unbelievable footage. And shout out to you, KY Nasty, for making the subscription, man. Really appreciate you for joining this thing. So really appreciate you all. I really do. Let's see. And thank you again, Shane. Thank you so much. So we got to give Tristan Hill an incomplete. I'm hard on Tristan. speaking of Oxnard, right before they went out there to Oxnard, when you get the rookie players, you want to look them up. Not saying that you stalk them or anything, but you want to join their handles. So I so happened to jump on Instagram, IG, and I joined Tristan Hill handle. And I said, okay, see what he's about. He went live like 95, Cowboy Nation, had a jug of milk and a box of donuts. And people was on his feed said, bro, don't you know that you got to be in the Oxnard tomorrow? And you eating a box of donuts and you chugging a jug of milk. Not the 2% Cowboy Nation. I'm talking about he want all of that fat action. He had the red cap. You know how you put the red cap on there? The full jug, and he turning it up. And I'm sitting there like, man, he going to be putting that stuff out there on the field, man, when it get down to two-a-days or whatever they do out there. And I'm telling you, the moment, shout out to you, Zeke, hey, with the donation to help grow the nation. Yes, indeed. I don't know who needs to hear this, but Hill is trash. Oh my goodness, leave Hill alone. But let me finish this story right quick, Zeke. But I really appreciate you, man. He said Hill is trash. But here's the thing, though, Cowboy Nation. We follow all of the Cowboys on Instagram, players on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, whatever it may be, Black Planet, what have you. I kid you not, the first day out there in Oxnard, it's bubbling hot out there. We think that, hey, if you guys think that it's cool in Oxnard, no. That wind blows, but it's warm. It's just cooler than Texas. That brother folded up like a wallet. Everybody was sitting like, no, what's going on? With our first,
listening to nothing but the best. Fire.
Yes, indeed. Stuart Morrison, man, really appreciate you, man. Man, I'm going to be able to jump on Jerry Wayne's private helicopter out there to Oxnard, man. You guys keep contributing like this, man. I really appreciate it. But that brother folded up like a wallet, Cowboy Nation. I was just shocked. My guy, I think Shango, he was looking around. He was as shocked. We was all worried because we thought that the brother was going to tore something like a ligament or something. It ended up being that the kid had cramps. I challenge everybody to try to drink a gallon of milk in a dozen of donuts, a box of donuts, just a box of donuts, the Krispy Kreme with the cream just all over it, so hot that the cream, you can't see the cream, but it's glistening. And you know for sure it's good because it melts when it hit your mouth. I challenge you to do that and try to go out there and play football with some grown men. You going to fold up. And people was in that Instagram feed was saying, no, Tristan, don't do it. You eating too much. He was laughing. He was giggling. Boy, so all I can say is that Italy Joe says he gets a double F. $20 holla. This is from Kerry Teagle. Yes, indeed. So I'm not wishing injuries on him. I just wish better experience for Tristan. I wish that when he goes into this situation out there in Oxnard, he would be better prepared. He leave those donuts alone. If you try to gain weight, if somebody said milk make the bones grow harder than these sort of things, well, it didn't make the bones get harder that day. So I just want Tristan to be aware and knowledgeable of what happened to him last year. Here's the funny thing. Let me do one other story. When somebody put a wet floor sign out there, it's not for you to slip and fall. You see, it's for you to be aware that the floor is wet and to know that you can have the possibility of falling. So therefore, let Oxnard be the wet floor sign in your mind, Tristan Hill. Do not slip again. Do not fall. Be ready. Make sure that you don't allow Daniel Wise to outperform you and Joe Jackson to outperform you and the other kid, Kerry Hyder, to outperform you. Don't let those boys eat you up, and be ready to say this is my second year, and whoever the Dallas Cowboys draft, they're going to have to come through hell and high water to beat me out of this position. I got the number that I wanted. I'm number 97. I'm not 79 because I'm glad they snatched. They didn't take it. I heard, Jay can tell me this right now. I heard that they didn't take it off of them. They snatched that number off of them. They said, give me this 79. Let's snatch this number off this kid. For those who, Jay can let people know who wore 79, or somebody that watched Cowboys for a long periods of times and back in those olden days can let everybody know who wore 79 for the Dallas Cowboys and why Tristan Hill had no feelings of being close to that number. Yeah, he didn't deserve that number, though, Cowboy Nation. That's enough for me talking about Tristan. I would give him an incomplete. I would definitely give him an incomplete. Not the grade that I want to give him because I wanted to see more snaps out of him, but unfortunately, this would have to be the quote-unquote red shirt year for him. Oh my goodness, old Tristan. All right, so who else we got? Christian Covington. What do you guys give Christian? What do you guys give Christian Covington? And we can just pull up his stats right here. Harvey Martin. Let's see. Christian, number 95. Did he represent that number well? Did he fill the gap for that number? Remember, David Irving wore that number. He's 26 years old. Not bad. 305. If this was 6'2", 350, boy, I'd be right. I'd be just right for the job. 6'2", 350. But I promise you, he can't gain 50 pounds this offseason. So he did. He gave you 1 sack. And believe it or not, as big as he look out there on the field, this guy, Christian Covington, he's tiny compared to David Irving. David Irving is 6'6", 6'7", 310 pounds. Let that sink into your mental. And I think David Irving is still younger than 26. I could be wrong on the age. Y'all can post his measurements and his stats and all of that. But David Irving is bigger than this guy, and he looked big in person. Christian Covington looked really big in person, and he had 1 sack. What you guys give him as a backup guy? An A, some people putting C's down, some people putting B's. I give him a strong C+, though. He did his job. He gave us 1 sack. He gave us more sacks than Antoine Barbecue Woods, huh? Let me see if I can pull him up over here and see what his overall. Of course, Antoine Wood was hurt too, and Coverton got a G in there, right? What was that? Covington. There we go. This should be close enough. Okay. All right. So let's look at this deal right here. We got him for cheap, 1-year deal, $2.5 million. Look, I'm talking about 2.5 is cheap. If somebody got $2.5 million, you want to make the donation to help grow the nation, man, you just feel free, right ahead. But you can just cash app me that one because I don't think YouTube would give me that money though. Let's pull up his stats, Cowboy Nation. In 2018, he had 3.5 sacks. He had more sacks last year out of 258 snaps. And what makes me kind of like this a little bit, I think the Houston team plays the variations of 3-4. If I'm correct, let me know. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I think that they play variations of 3-4, 4-3, more so of a 3-4 defense over there in Houston land. Let me know if I'm correct. Hey, I tell you what, Mike, if somebody send me $2.5 million, I will split it with everybody in the chat box. How about that? Y'all know I'm a man of my word. I cut my beard. I said I'll cut my beard. I cut it. So if somebody donate $2.5 million right now, I'll split it. I'll go back and watch the video from the time frame from here to now, and we'll split it with everybody in the chat. You hear that, Jerry? You hear that, Stephen Jones? All right, so what I'm trying to look at here is his get off, his burst is there. He bat down a lot of balls, which they don't have this in the stat category. Games played or games started. He started 6 games. He played 11 games. Last year, he started 2 games, played 12, So I'm looking at his overall stats here, and stats can be so misguiding, but let's look at everything. It looks like he's just going to average you 1 sack a year. 2 his first year, 1 in 2016, 1 in 17. So he plays from the interior. So what we can do is when we look at this collective picture, Cowboy Nation, but we all be rich, right? If somebody just donate that 2.5, Yeah, so I'm looking at it from here, Cowboy Nation. Keep him. Sign him up again. Make sure that he's ready for training camp, Oxnard and beyond. Still, I would say draft that trash can full of dirt. Still look for that big plug that you can put in the inside, that 300. If you don't want 350, like a Dexter Lawrence, if you don't want that 350, I would settle right now for a 325, 330 type of guy. Locks man says, stop lying. Hey, somebody got to prove it first, though, right? He said, you ain't splitting that 2.5. Locks, come on, man. Somebody prove Locks wrong, right? Yes, indeed, Cowboy Nation. Too small for the interior. This is from Royal Cowboy Sport. Yeah. Let's give him a grade, Cowboy Nation. What you guys got for Christian Covington? Joshua, what you got down there, man? Joe, you give him a C. What you got for Christian Covington grade for this 2019 season? And will you keep him? Will you pay him another renter's contract? Do you believe Pro Football Ratings? This is from Lawrence Hatcher. Here's what I look at with Pro Football. I use it as a reference. I kind of look at what they say, and I kind of go back and look at the players' production out there in the field, and then I kind of weigh the both. A lot of people saying D. Devon says D. Francis saying C. Cowboys Otter says B plus. Natasha give him a straight up D. Jackson Rios gave him an A. Okay. Law Nation, you don't need size if you have skills like Aaron Donald. Donald is a definition of a beast. Yeah, Donald was made in a lab, though. Donald is equivalent to Derrick Henry. You see what I'm saying? Just because Derrick Henry running the way he's running, he got the size, doesn't mean that, quote unquote, who was his size? Rod Smith. Doesn't mean that Rod Smith can do what Derrick Henry does. They both the same size, right? But Derrick Henry is a different type of beast, different type of animal. Same size as Derrick Henry, but Derrick Henry is a purpose runner, you see. Wants the contact, runs high with the ball. Kind of remind you of a DeMarco Murray without the duck feet, because DeMarco Murray had that duck feet, right? So I guess size is not everything, but size sometimes is some things. I guess if you can put it in those type of parameters. And I know that's a different type of position, but Aaron Donald is a beast. But the craziest thing of it all, if you move a different mindset and a different type of mental capacity as it relates to, I want to say, temperament. If you just change David Irving's temperament and change the philosophy on the way he think and give him the desire and the motivation factor that Jaylon Smith had or what have you, I think that David Irving would have had an Aaron Donald type of numbers. Call me crazy, but let's pull it up right quick, man. This is going to be brought to you guys by my guy, my brother from another mother, Jay Farm, because he always put me in the right perspective of thinking, right? Let me put up David Irving, and this is just water under the bridge, of course, Cowboy Nation. It's just water under the bridge, but let me have this little water, okay? Aaron Donald, and we're going to go from the same time frames or what have you. If that okay with you all, let's go with the same time frames. Let's go with the same time frames. Dang, I can't do that. 62 games, 37 games. I can't do that. Let's see. How can I provide this information for you all? It was 2015, right? Let's do this way. Because he had played 62 games, 37 games. That's not in the same arena. And then when you see that 50 burger up there, you be like, oh, look, Law, just hush. You see that 50? This brother got 50 sacks. What you trying to say, Law? Law, use another example, man. You crazy, Law. You crazy. Man, you got Law. You lost that debate, Law. David Irving. Irving. There you go. David Irving. Oh, crap. Let me go back to it. Y'all bear with me, man. Y'all bear with me. David Irving. And we're going to go. Come on, computer. Computer don't even want to work with me. And we're going to go, what's that? Was that 2016? Let's go on a year basis, okay? Aaron Donald. I know I'm getting a lot of hate mail for bringing up David Irving, for crying out loud. Let's get resolved. Do it on a year basis. Still not a good comparison, Law. All right, I lost, man. I'm gonna go ahead and own up to that. I gotta find it for you, and I'll put it out there on another way. How about that, Cowboy Nation? Because I can't compare to those numbers there. Aaron Donald compared to J.J. Watt. Aaron Donald compared to J.J. Watt. I think that those numbers just be crazy. Are you talking about healthy J.J. Watt or a sick J.J. Watt? I think it was 2017 David Irving's numbers, not 16 numbers. I think I'm off a year. Let me try to do it one more time if y'all don't mind, Cowboy Nation. If y'all don't mind. If he just had that right mindset. It was 2017, and this is not fair to David. This is not fair to Aaron Donald, because Aaron Donald, like, hey, look, man, what you trying to do, man? What you trying to say? You compare me to this dude? I don't do those things, man. I don't get in trouble. All right, let's see. Nope, it wasn't 17 either. But they are close to one another. Out of 8 games, 7 sacks. That was a crazy run. All right, Cowboy Nation, that's enough of me fiddle-faddling around with David Irving's talk. Let me go back to this thing, tuck my tail and run. My guy won on that one. You know, shout out to you, Jay. You won, man. Praise God, man. Luke Gifford, he gets an incomplete. Justin, he gets an incomplete. Joe Thomas gets an incomplete. C.J. Goodwin gets an incomplete. Kayvon Frazier gets an incomplete. Those guys are not worthy of me even pulling up anything on them, unfortunately. But we can look at Darian Thompson. He came in into the mix. He was a guy that stepped up for us a little bit. We can say that we would want to see my guy, was it Donovan Wilson? So 1-year contract. I think that you can bring him back for a cup of coffee for maybe a veteran's minimum, right, Cowboy Nation? And Randy Gregory, I don't want to pull up Randy Gregory because my thing is Randy Gregory gets an incomplete. I think that with this new system under the 3-4/4-3 hybrid look, we can probably work something out with Randy. We probably can. I think that Mike Nolan can look at it and say, okay, we can work something out with him. We can find some fits for him to get out to the edge and tackle the quarterback and these sorts of things and play just edge rush, to be a pass rushing specialist. He'll be limited to one side. And, of course, due to this new collective bargaining agreement, maybe, just maybe, you can look at this situation and say to yourself, But let's look at Darian Thompson, man, and we can wrap this thing up. I know you guys got things to do on this wonderful, beautiful day. 1.5 sacks. He had an interception last year with the New York Giants. He didn't get no interception this year. However, you look at the games that he played. He played in 14 games, started for 434 snaps. What grade do you guys give Darian Thompson as a guy to come off the bench? And do you bring him back or do you let him walk? Joe says, is he still with the team? I agree. I think that Randy Gregory is still with the team. He's still with the team. I think that he fits well with this team. But I think that we should probably be better. Remember, this new coaching staff will have no love and adulations towards Randy Gregory. He gets a C. Yeah, he gets a D. Yeah. So he gets a C for stepping into the gap. Let me just look at one thing before we roll. Randy Gregory. Randy Watson. Let's see what we got out of Randy. Let's see. He's 27. Man, this guy. And they already got him out as an outside linebacker. That means we just changed this thing around, Cowboy Nation. They beat us to the punch. He's an outside linebacker, 2 years experience, 27 years old. He's still on a 1 year, I guess he signed a 1 year's deal, I guess. And they prorated a whole bunch of other things to make everything else work out. I don't know what the crazy things are going to go with these numbers, Cowboy Nation. But I will say, if you're going to flip this thing around, you can sign Robert Quinn back. You can have Randy Gregory. You got your 3-4. You got your 3-4. I don't think that LVE is going to be ready probably week 1, week 2, week 3. You can still use Jaylon Smith as an inside linebacker, and then you can go out there and draft somebody, or free agency will be at large, and you can pick somebody up from there. There you're 3-4. Bam. Boom. Of course, you'll have to draft a trash can full of dirt or see how this free agency work out for to have your nose tackle to be a true 330-pound. Because remember, when you plan that type of system, you have to do two-gap integrity. You have to work out and you have to have two pressures from the inside and squeeze before you chase upfield. So as that nose tackle, you want to be powerful enough or physical enough to squeeze inside to shoot the gap. If not, you have to play two-gap responsibilities. And right now, we got guys that can barely shoot the one gap. So that means the Malik Collins, the Antoine Woods, the carry hiders, when they flip him into the inside. I think Michael Bennett, he can still play in the 3-4 scheme. He'll be an outside linebacker, outside guy per se, but he definitely won't cover anybody out in space. So he will be converted to a pass rushing specialist. That's how that stuff will go. But let's look at his stats right quick. Let's look at Randy Gregory. They got him as an outside linebacker. His best year was last year. He had 6 sacks last year. Trust me, those 6 sacks came in a pivotal moment. He didn't play none in 2017, as we can see, none pretty much in 2016 and 15. He just been a wash for us, man. He's just been a possibility, a hope. And we've been looking for something for him, but we haven't got nothing from him. They even got his number wrong. Well, he got a number 45, or his cap hit number 45 out of this team. Okay. But it's just what it is, Cowboy Nation. That's what it is. I really appreciate you all. Thank you all for tuning in. I know I overstepped my time, but I had to get this long part out, and this is part 1, and then we'll do offense another time. Cowboy Nation, let me know how you all feel about this overall draft grade of the defense. Is it an A? Is it a B? Is it a C? Did we end up being, top 11 in collective defense this year, or last year, basically? So what is the total grade that you guys give the Dallas Cowboys defense, Cowboy Nation? Before we get on out of here, what is the total grade? And what do you guys see Mike Nolan pushing this team to, you see? What do you guys see? I want to know. Are we average at best? Really appreciate you, Joe. Shout out to all of those who contribute. Thank those who support the channel. And if you don't have the money to make the donation to grow the nation, don't feel left out. the best thing you can do for the Law Nations, especially Law Nations Network, go to my website, lawsnation.net, share, or hit that share button right here on YouTube. If you're on my Facebook panel, man, the best thing you can do for me, Cowboy Nation, is share this content, man. Help me grow, and not just me, because when I grow, you all grow. Because I can see it right now. When I'm on national TV, I'm going to have that chat box still live and lit. I'm going to have my same mods, and I really appreciate you all that's there too. You know, we're going to be on national TV. Shout out to you, Standalone Complex. Let the AI
Check out Jav and Kinlaw and let me know.
Oh, yeah, Kinlaw. That's the laws, baby. But I'm going to check him out, man. I saw a few little snippets here and there, but I'm going to really do a deep dive on him as well. When the draft come around, you guys know what we do over here at the Nation. This year, I didn't do it last year because I was in the process of moving out here into this great state of Texas. But this year, we'll be doing a lot of draft stuff. We'll be looking at a lot of draft content and breaking down. Thank you for tuning in to the Law Nation Film Session type of stuff. Yes, and like I said, Cowboy Nation, when I make it big, you all make it big. You see, that's how this thing goes. And nobody left behind. Everybody's elite. But speaking of elite, I do have a joint membership category that says elite. We got silver elite people, we have gold elite, and we have premium, pretty much platinum elite. So that's how you see, like Natasha, she representing that badge, that star. That's how she get that unique, personalized badge there, because she joined the elite squad. And you can join the elite squad if you're on my Facebook panel. It will be in the description box. If you are watching me on YouTube, just go to any of my YouTube pages and you'll see that join button. Also, I still have Patreon. If you want to get down like 4,000 pounds there, go there, hit me up on Patreon. And if you want to just chit chat with me, you see, this number here is 24/7. Sometimes I'll be too busy to get back with you all, but if you can drop me a text, drop me a mail, drop me anything, it's open 24/7. It's on my website as well, 682-214-4087. If you're thinking about doing something, trust me, just hit me up, man. Don't do it. Think about it. If you're drunk, think about it. You see what I'm saying? I get all types of people, man, that hit me up. And my best thing to do is I try to help each and every last one of you all. If you're going through some hardships, you just want to have somebody to talk to, drop me something in that phone number. Or if you're on my Instagram, drop me something. We all one family, Cowboy Nation. Yes. He said, breaking news, Cowboys going to keep Kellen Moore. They should keep Kellen Moore. How in the world are you going to get rid of Kellen Moore? We went from 24th, 25th overall collective offense and moved all the way down to number 1, number 2 respective. And we just needed some issues. We had some issues as it relates to red zone, money zone, green zone. I think that Mike McCarthy is still going to operate his system. But I think the best move for Kellen Moore is not to feel all upset and say, I'm not going to be able to call plays, so I'm going to go over there to Boise State land and call plays there. No. Sit back, learn, and squeeze as much knowledge as you can. Get some humble pie. And then on top of that, maybe you could be looking at something bigger within 3 to 4 years, especially when we host those Lombardi trophies, Cowboy Nation. Boy, can't you think how many people are going to be beating down the door to get Kellen Moore? Yes. Let's go, Cowboy Nation, man. Thank those who part of the notification squad as well. Did I leave out anybody? Man? Let me know. Really appreciate you all. Hit that like button, share this content. Let that friend, neighbor, foe know where to go when they want to tune into Dallas Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. Also, me and Big Game James will be live like 95 at 9 o'clock. Y'all get there. Y'all be there. Don't just meet me there, beat me there, basically. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's go. Yeah, we out. Peace. Larry, what's good with you on the Facebook? Italy Joe, I know you got to get some rest, Italy. You about 10 hours ahead of us, man. Peace. Shout out to Baby Beard Gang all day, baby. Yes, Devon. We live like 95, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go. We out. Peace. Shout out to the mods, man. Really appreciate you all.